Some people seem to form friendships naturally. They move from strangers to familiarity with ease. Others, however, try just as sincerely, but connection feels effortful, unstable, or out of reach. This difference is often explained as personality. But psychology tells a different story. The ability to form friendships is not primarily about charisma or social skill. It is about how the mind has learned to relate to people. In this video, we'll break down the psychological patterns that explain why some people struggle to make friends, even when they genuinely want connection. Pattern 1. A mind that prioritizes safety over connection. From a psychological standpoint, the brain is always balancing two goals: seeking connection and avoiding emotional harm. When someone has experienced rejection, inconsistency, emotional neglect, or social pain, the brain adapts. It learns that closeness carries risk. As a result, the nervous system becomes oriented towards safety rather than bonding. This doesn't always show up as fear. Often, it shows up as emotional distance, reserve, or self-reliance. The person may appear calm and composed, but internally, the mind is constantly scanning. Is this safe? Will this last? What happens if I get close? Friendship becomes difficult not because the desire isn't there, but because the nervous system is working against it. Pattern 2. Excessive self-monitoring. Another major psychological factor is hyper-self-awareness. Some people experience social interaction while simultaneously watching themselves. They are both participating and evaluating. Their attention is split between the conversation and an internal commentary. Am I saying the right thing? Do I sound awkward? How am I being perceived? Psychologically, this keeps the brain in analysis mode. But friendships don't form through analysis. They form through presence. When the mind is overly busy monitoring itself, spontaneity disappears. Warmth becomes restrained. Connection struggles to take root. This is why thoughtful, intelligent people often find socializing exhausting. Their minds never fully relax. Pattern 3. Emotional depth in environments that reward surface interaction. Many people who struggle to make friends are not socially incapable. They are emotionally deep. They value meaning, authenticity, and psychological safety. They want conversations that feel real. But most social environments reward lightness, humor, and emotional simplicity. This creates a mismatch. Psychologically, shallow interaction can feel draining or alienating to someone who processes emotions deeply. Over time, they may withdraw, not because they dislike people, but because the interaction doesn't feel aligned. This withdrawal is often misread as aloofness, when it is actually selectivity. Pattern 4. Internalized social identity. The brain builds identity through repeated experience. When someone consistently experiences being overlooked, excluded, or treated as secondary, the mind forms a narrative. I'm not someone people choose. This belief doesn't stay abstract. It shapes behavior. The person may speak less, initiate less, and expect less, often without realizing it. Psychologically, people don't just respond to who you are. They respond to the signals your self-belief sends. This creates a loop. Belief shapes behavior. Behavior shapes response. Response reinforces belief. Friendship becomes difficult not because the belief is true, but because the mind is acting as if it is. Pattern 5. Independence that slowly turned into isolation. Some people learned early that relying on others wasn't safe or reliable. So they adapted by becoming emotionally self-sufficient. They learned to regulate themselves, solve problems alone, and avoid needing too much from anyone. This independence is often praised. But psychology shows a hidden cost. Friendships require visible vulnerability. When emotional needs are never expressed, others don't know how to connect. There are no openings. What looks like strength on the outside can quietly become isolation on the inside. None of these patterns mean something is wrong with you. They mean your mind adapted. Struggling to make friends is rarely a social flaw. It is a psychological strategy that once made sense. And once you understand your patterns, something important happens. You stop blaming your personality. You stop forcing yourself to be different. You begin to see that connection is not something you perform, it is something your mind allows. With awareness, patience, and emotional safety, those patterns can soften. And when they do, connection doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. If this breakdown helped you understand yourself, or someone else, a little more clearly, then this channel is for you. Here, we don't simplify the mind. We understand it. And if you want more psychology that explains behavior without judgment, you know what to do.